Fantastic. It might just be Lori and me, I don't know. On your way, you want a strap. So if you need a strap to go around the red bag. To finish, have a bolster or a blanket rolled up or a couch cushion that you can use. And we'll do our yummy 15-minute Shavasana at the end. And the blocks are a possibility, but for now, a strap is the plan, is the most important part. And we'll start out on our backs. We're going in. And any other, if you need an extra layer for when you're going to be still, just having it nearby. Aye, so lying down, squeeze your shins towards your body, roll your tail off the floor, broaden your collarbones, and then lightly just bounce your heels, loosen your toes. You're going to have a little tiny rock through the spine. And let that rock just create a little more space for your breathing. As you press your shins into your hands, let your arms straighten. So your arms straighten, your shins fit into your hands. That's inhale. Bend your elbows, draw your thighs towards your body, and that's exhale. So inhale, you're making space. The knees float away from the chest, the heels float away from the hips. And then exhale, you bring it all the way in. We're going to go 5 more, just like that. Inhaling, making space. Exhale, rinsing out. Oh, and it's a really great movement to reset. As though you were squeezing past experiences. Oh, you can shake it out. You can go wherever you need to. Beautiful. Walk your right leg long, your right hand overhead. Flex your foot, point your toe. Flex your foot, point your toe. Flex your foot, point your toe. Reach your right hand further. Keep flexing, pointing. Draw your left knee a little closer to the left. Flex, point the right foot. 3. Reach. 2. Reach. 1. And change. Drawing your right shin in. Left leg long. Left hand overhead. Flex your left foot. Point your toe. Flex your left foot, point your toe. And just keep that rhythm. And you're pointing as far as you can and you're flexing as far as you can. Good, 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 good. And then heel down, right leg straight, hands overhead. Flex both feet, reach into your heels. Here's inhale. Bring your left knee to your chest, your hands to your shin. There's breath out, both legs strong. Left foot to the floor, hands overhead, there's inhale. And so right knee to chest, there's exhale, hands on shin, and open out. And you begin to just rinse and release, and rinse and release. So you're using the whole physical body to improve the capacity of your breathing. Oh. We have a tendency to hold our breath, and when we do, the breath gets very small. Oh, so it's as though you're rinsing out so that the breath can get a little bit bigger. You're flexing your feet as though standing on the wall in front of you. We're just going to go 3 more. And 2. And 1. Keep your left shin close. Take your right hand on your left outer knee and drop it across to the right side. You roll onto your right hip, your right outer foot, left hand overhead. Give it a moment, let it settle. And then center, left hand to right outer knee, roll to the left outer hip, and fall left. So from the hips coming up into the navel, and then into the center, changing. We just drop left knee across to the right, and inhale to the center, changing. Right knee across to the left, inhale, changing. Rolling right through the waist. So keep the feet flexed, reaching into the heels. You are standing on that bottom leg. Good. We'll go for 3. Let it get a little stronger, a little more declarative. One more. And then pause at the center, hands overhead again, feet flexed, you're standing. Backs of the hands to the floor. And then rotate your palms to face each other and feel that roll your outer arms towards each other. And as you roll your outer arms towards each other, your armpits get longer, flex your feet. And you're on the thumb knuckles and the first finger knuckles. You get a little longer and get a little more deliberate. Open and close your hands into fists, tight fist, open wide, tight fist. For 5, 4, 3. And knees to chest. Good. Take your strap, put it over the arch of your right foot, right over the middle of your foot, and let your right leg extend to the ceiling, wherever it will, and the strap is hanging down. Reach your hands up, and one hand holds each side, and arms are straight. So if your elbows are bent, it's not going to work out. Arms are straight. Bend your right knee towards your chest, widen your elbows, and use your hands to pull your foot toward the floor. Press your foot into the strap, arms go straight. So on the exhale, pull with your hands, knee down. On the inhale, press with your heel, reaching up. Exhaling down. Again, more of this sort of rinse and release. Strong in the arms and then strong in the leg. Go one more. Foot is strong and flexed. Put both straps in the right hand. Left hand overhead, left leg straight. So now both legs are very straight, right elbows bent. Open the back of your chest from your feet and sweep the right leg wide and the left arm wide to the left. So right leg goes wide right. Take your time. Maybe you prop your right elbow to the floor, stand in your heels. And keep the left side of your body down. So left hip is heavy, left ribs are heavy, left chest is heavy. Just opening the right inner thigh and coming back into the center. Good. Bend your right knee, release your strap, put it over the arch of your left foot. Arms are straight. Leg is straight. Just hold the strap where you find it. Bend your elbows wide, bring your knee down towards the rib, toward the floor, and then press with your foot. This straightens your arm, and as you press into the left heel, you're opening across the tops of your shoulders, the back of your neck. So use the big long lines of your body to create order and stay. Good. Both straps into the left hand. Right hand overhead, right leg long. Flex your right foot. Pause. And with the left elbow bent, widen to the left and right arm to the right. So your right arm is the counterbalance. You're not going as far as you could because that would pop your right hip up. You're keeping the right side into the floor. And you're standing into the inside edges of both heels and letting the left inner thigh grow long, the left inner heel grow long. And then bring it right back into the middle. Good. Set your strap down and roll yourself up into a seat, bringing your blanket so that you have a little bit of a lift. And we're just going to feel as you clear the legs, the seat gets sweeter. Right hand down, left hand comes up and over. And then left elbow bends, left hand down, pause at the center, tuck your chin, sit up tall. If you don't reach the floor, then you put a block under each hand so that you have real connection. Left hand down, right hand up and over. This will be inhale. Hand to the floor. This will be exhale. We're going to inhale for 6 and hold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hold the breath. And sink your hip and hold the breath in the left side. Exhale, hand down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now stay empty. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Right hand in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause full. 4, 3, 2. Bend your right elbow. Go out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay empty. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Left in. Go, go, go. The whole left side. Now hold it in. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Empty and still. Right hand in. Hold the breath in and feel it all in the right side body. And now exhale it down. And be very, very still. We'll go one more each side. Inhale left. Hold the breath. Fill the left side body. Open the left side more fully. And then out with the elbow down. Pause. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Right hand. Hold and be full in the right side body, right side lung. And bring it down. Sitting tall, pause. Hands on thighs, just notice, just 2 breaths. Feel how the side bodies are bright from your armpit to your hip and along the sides of your spine, and the breath is really steady. So it's that steadiness that we want. No matter where we go with our body, with our practice, just keep coming back to this sensation of steadiness. Hands and knees. Unfold your blanket if you like to pad your knees. Place your hands just under your shoulders. It's in that steadiness that we can find our perspective again. Otherwise, we get really busy. We'll come back to that breath at the finish and just feel what we've made. Toes together, child's pose. Wag the tail, shake it out, settle. And inhaling, coming up, and tucking your toes and pressing back. And you've made length and clarity in your legs already. And so we're just using the movement hands, knees to child's pose to start to open the shoulders. Hands, knees, rising up, tucking toes, pressing back. Really going from the heart to the hands. Go one more. And walk out your dog. One heel and then the other, letting it wag your tail, letting it turn your chin, letting it open your shoulders. Even bringing one foot all the way off the floor and the other all the way back and down. And then pause right in the middle. So knees come down. Your head comes down, child's pose, sweep your hands back to your heels, and then reach up high. Hands high, look up, and keep that reach as you fold back to child and draw yourself forward to cobra. Thighs down, heart up. And down dog, pressing back. Lead with your right foot to your right thumb, your left knee down to the blanket. Hands to your shoulders, then hands up high. Hands to your shoulders, folding down, stepping up. Hands up the backs of your legs, sweep wide, reach high, and then fold back down. Lead with your right foot. Right foot back, right knee down. Hands to shoulders, hands up high. Hands to shoulders, folding down. Left foot back. Find your dog. Find your plank. Knees to the floor, find your child. Hands back to your heels, sweep up, reach up, look up. Child, reach out, tuck your chin. Pull forward, cobra. And down dog. Lead with your left foot. Your right knee coming down. Hands to shoulders, hands up high. Hands down and down, stepping up. Unfold. Good, and fold down. Left foot steps back. Left knee down. Hands to shoulders, hands up high. And fold down. Stepping back. Down dog. High plank. To the floor. And child's pose, press back. Hands to heels, rise up. And fold down. Pull forward into cobra. Heart high. Press back into dog. Lead with your right foot. And put your left knee down. Rising up. And folding down. Left foot steps up. And you unfold. And then you fold back down. Right foot leads. Find a lunge first. Knee second. And hands and up. And hands and down. Down dog. High plank. Chaturanga. To the knees. To child. Hands to heels. Reaching up. Folding forward. Cobra. Heart comes up. Down dog. Left foot to your thumb. Right knee down. Hands up and down and down. Step up. Unfold. And fold back down. Left foot. Left knee. Hands high. Fold down. Down dog. High plank. Chaturanga. Bend your knees. Child's pose. Good. Rise up. Reach forward. Find your child. Find your cobra. Find your dog. And pause in dog. 3. Letting your arms become long. Anchor the base of your thumbs and the base of your big toes. Notice if your breath is quick or rough. If the exhale and the inhale are wildly different, you're just beginning to create more of a circularity. Walk your feet to your hands. Now when you fold forward, if your hands don't reach the floor, place blocks. Right? And then unfold, hands up high. Now as you fold back down, bend your knees, look forward, and bring your palms flat. Your hands may be on blocks, tail back, or your hands may be to the floor, tail back. Now unfold, here we go, inhale up. Keep your legs straight, folding down, hands to the floor or the block, drop your head. Unfold, sweep wide. Bend your knees and bring your hands down, looking forward. Little rinse, get in there, unfold. So it's as though you're folding into a little bit of a spring, like you're coiling a spring. Sweep wide, bending your knees, look forward, find the block, hands back. Yeah, that's it, press down, rise up. So you're becoming a pump, you're moving prana. Fold down, drop your head, unfold, reach wide. Bend your knees, tail back, all in, excellent, unfold. And fold, one more round. Unfold. Big bend in the knees, tail back, heart forward. And then standing up tall, without folding, palms face forward, just pause, notice that the front and the back are even and long and smooth. Fold down. Step back, down dog. Knees to the floor, knees together, feet to the floor, feet together. Rock forward, little bend. Rock back, child's pose. Rock forward. So you may come forward with the tiniest bend, or you may bend your elbows so that your shoulders and your elbows are in one line. Wherever you go, hug your knees together so that you're moving from your navel. Hug your heels together so that your legs are drawing your body back, and it's less work for the arms. For 3, for 2, clearing the heart space, strengthen the arms, tuck your toes, find your dog. Anchor the hands and lift your right heel high. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee. Press into your hands, straighten them both. A little tuck of the chin. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee. Press down into the hands and up into the feet. Right foot steps up to your right thumb, and the left heel comes down. Bring your blocks inside your right foot and set it on its edge at least. And then warrior 2 opens you out. Awesome. Straighten the front leg and come up and back. And bend your right knee and bend your right elbow to thigh and left hand up. Yes. And warrior 2. And reverse. Good. And warrior 2. And just pause, getting a little deeper in your right hip, your right knee going right. Turn your left hand open, keep it open, and feel how it opens the left side, collarbone and throat. So back of the hand down, palm stays open, and the right hand comes down to the blocks, the left hand stays where it is. Look up. Use your left fingertips to lift you up to look up. 3. So sweep forward and down, moving from your navel 2, and reaching up. Left hand stays open, right hand down to the blocks. So the block is holding your wrist under your shoulder, your right is under your left. Left hand comes over the top, and then sweeps back down to the hip as you look down. Sweeps up over the top as you look up. And you're using that movement to clear the line from the back of your ear, through the shoulder, through the hip, through the heel, all the way through the left side. The next time it's over the top, stay. And just turn the chin top and bottom. And feel how the turn of the chin helps you wrap your bottom ribs a little forward. And then be still and stay. Plug in on the exhalation, heel to the floor. Bring your left hand high and back, look down, left knee to the floor. So set your blocks aside, one on either side. Your blanket is under your left knee and the top of your back foot, left foot to the floor. Right hand to the thigh, left hand comes up. And just shift your weight back as you drop down, and shift your hand high as you come forward. Use the top of your back foot, and as you press it down, it's helping to open the left side chest. Good. Keep your left hand high, bend your elbow. The other hand holds the opposite elbow. Now come up a little bit. And as you press the top of your left foot down, square your left hip forward. So your left hip comes forward. Now slowly bend the right knee. As though your tailbone was drawing forward, and you find that by pressing the left foot down. And that's making more length through the left side body, elbows up. It's a little racy. And then hands down. You'll lift your back knee to a lunge and fold your blanket in thirds. Get it as thick as you can, or if you have a bolster, snag the bolster so that you can bring your right outer shin to the floor. Absolutely. And you're going to sit your right hip back onto that blanket. So walk it back, hands on blocks. Yes.
Draw your toes forward. They don't want to do it. Yeah, there we go. Now lifting your heart on your exhale, widen your elbows and fold your way down. Good. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold. So breathing out the top of your head and breathe right into the tips of your left toes, all the way back. And fold down. We're not going to stay down, we'll rise up and pause, upright, 3. So the top of the back foot pressing down sends the left hip a little forward. Hug your knees towards one another, and you may even lift a little off that bolster. So use your hands to give yourself a little height, left hip forward. And then letting go, walk your hands forward, tuck your toes, step back. Good, and walk out your dog. Walk out your dog. Looking back to your right heel, turn your right heel in, your toes out, bend your left knee, and make big juicy circles through the outer edge of your right hip. Keep your right heel on the floor and circle your right hip. All the things that's connected to, the back right side of your body, your right shoulder, your right jaw, reverse your circle. 3, 2. Good. Use your hands, unfold your blanket. And now the left hand, left heel high. Good. Bend your left knee, bend your right. Bend your elbows, wrap them in, and press everything straight. Drop your head. Bend your left knee, the top knee, bend your standing knee, elbows, wrap them in, and press your top leg longer, as though ironing out the right inner thigh. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Last one, press. And you're lengthening all the way through the sole of your right foot. And step your left foot up. Your back heel comes down and your blocks stack just inside the left foot. So hands wide and settle it out. And because we've been in this back hip, rise up and out, wag your tail, and then returning, just find your warrior 2 for a beat. Right hand, right thigh. Left hand comes up and goes back. And then warrior 2, left elbow, left thigh, over the top. Good. And reverse. And warrior 2 in side angle, over the top. Warrior 2, pause and turn your back palm open. Open the collarbone, the chest, the right side throat. And back of your hand toward the thigh, left hand high. Keep your right hand as it is, left hand down to the block. No bend in your knee. Reach your right fingertips to lift your left hand. So exhaling, sweeping forward and looking back. Reaching up. And then forward and down, navel to spine. Look to your left hand, left wrist, left shoulder. Right hand comes up over the top. And reverse, look down. Palm towards your thigh, and then up over, looking up. And see if you can use the smooth movement of your body to smooth out the breath, which might get a little rough or chunky. And keeping your hand overhead, simply turn your chin, becoming more and more subtle, opening the right side body, heel to hip, hip to shoulder, shoulder to hand, and then stay, find neutral. All the ways you're holding, settle it down into the ground. Awesome. And look down. And right knee down. Set your blocks on either side. Put your left hand to left thigh, right hand high. And we'll go forward and back. So the back toes are still tucked under to give us a little traction, forward and back. Up and down, back and down. And then the top of the foot coming down. As you press the top of the foot down, scissor your thighs, and this brings your right hip forward and your left hip back. Bend your right elbow, left hand up, hold opposite elbows. Now if I go forward, I really kind of blow my posture apart. So coming up, right hip forward, then a little bit forward, a little bit back. There's a place where my hips are very square. And in how square they are, they're steady, and my spine rises up and up. So it's not about how far forward I go. It's about how much length I can find from my knee to my hip. My tail draws down, my heart comes up. And then hands down. Lift your back knee. Fold your blanket in thirds. Otherwise, grab your bolster. And then the left shin comes down. And the bolster rests underneath your left hip. We need a bolster. Fortunately, you have 8 beside you. Perfect. Cramping. Hands on either side. Sitting up tall. On your exhale, fold down. And on your inhale, rise up. And just settle in. Each time you rise, squaring the right hip forward. For 2. That will make such a difference. And if it doesn't, then yes, better. Just cranky. So a little fold and a little rise, lower delivery. Beautiful. And then sitting tall. Pause right there. Thanks, Lily girl. Delivery of warm bagels on a cold December morning. You're magic, Lil. Just giving your right hip a chance to come forward. All the ways that it holds your neck, your breath. And you walk your hands forward to come out. Lift your hips. Tuck your back toes. And walk out your dog. Super brave, big work there. Turn your left heel in and a big circle with your left hip. You get all kinds of things going on. Reverse your circle. And then pause. And then pause. Awesome. So your blanket back down, unfolded under your left knee, a block underneath your left hand. Turn your left toes out. We know this. Right hand comes up, right foot comes down. Send your hips forward, bend your right elbow to your right knee, tuck your chin, hips back, and then foot to the floor, unfold. Exhaling, elbow in, inhaling, opening forward. Exhale, crease, and inhale, open. 3 more. So you're really using the reach into your outer heel on the floor. If your block needs to be higher, stand it on its edge. And then pivot your left foot a little closer to your hand and let the hips open. And let the chest open and give it nice patience. Where does it feel like relief? Rather than holding on, where can you allow the posture to grow and support you? Bring your right knee down beside your left. Take your block and place it at the other end of your mat. And the hand to the block and the left foot flat and the left hand comes up overhead. And the left elbow to the left knee, hips coming back. Inhale, unfold, and take your time. Folding and unfolding through the left side body. Invite the hips to come forward. And then pausing with the left heel to the floor. If you need to, get that block a little bit higher so that your hips can come forward. And the outer left heel comes to the floor as though my hand was under your heart. Turning it toward the ceiling. Pivot your right foot towards your hand. Find the back bend that's there. But stand in the left foot without holding your breath. Good, 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 good. And then elbow down, hand down, pivot to the front, child's pose, fold it back. Knees on the blanket, block to the side, all the way in. All the things we hold in the hips. Let your spine lengthen and loosen. Coming towards hands and knees, so your hips lift up, sweep your hands wide. You're on the tops of your feet, thumbs point back, little wag the tail. So we have a tendency to have the tail back and the thumbs up, and instead, let your hips come a little more forward and your shoulders down. Sweep wide, turn your thumbs down, take the backs of your hands to your spine. That's breath out. Sweep wide, reinflate, lift up, hips first, then hands. Hands wide, thumbs down, hands to the back, breathing out and breathing in. So hips first, then the heart, then the hands, then the fold. 3 more. See if you can start to put the pieces together. Hips forward, hands high. And we'll meet with the hands on the back. Only raise your right hand. Thumb turns back. As you fold, turn your chin left and bring your right hand higher up the spine. Left hand. Turn your thumb back, hips forward. As you fold, turn your chin right. Left hand higher up your back. Right hand. And folding, look left. Hand up. Good. Left hand, widen. And as you fold, turn to look right. And pause, wag your tail. And down dog. Notice what you've made.
For the first few moments, fidget as you need to. Let it rearrange, let it adjust, like you were putting on your clothes. Letting your head turn. Letting the base of your thumbs be heavy, spinning the outer arms towards each other. And as you do, the shoulders gather into the sockets. The knees soft, the hips high. The backs of your calves wide. And the breath deep and steady. Good.
And bringing your knees down, you'll set your blanket aside and turn right over on your back.
And just pausing on your back.
Being willing to let what you've carried about. Tap out your feet, wag your tail, tap your tail. You may find a little bit of a tremble through the legs on their own. This is the nervous system, and it's releasing. If you hit an animal with your car and it gets into the ditch and it shakes, and it shakes and it shakes, and you get out and you check on it, and all of a sudden it gets up and it runs off, right? We want to process what's caught in the nervous system And what's in the nervous system is a vibration, is an electricity, a wave. And that's why we have that little tremor as big experiences are finally processed and released. I can feel my thighs shaking. So just know that's a good thing, that's a release. Keeping your heels ahead of your knees a little bit. Walk your feet so your feet are together and your arms are out wide. And then allow your knees to open and the outer edge of your feet come to the floor and your feet are apart. Now bring your feet flat and your knees together. So inhaling, the knees open, and exhaling as they come together, round your tail towards your heels and round your navel toward the floor. Inhale, open, exhale, close. What you're doing here is also rolling the inner thighs towards your heels. And the way you can feel that is if you really bring your attention to the base of your big toe, to the inside edge of the ball of your foot, and roll from the pinky edge to the big toe edge. And that will roll from the navel toward the tail, and it'll roll from the inner thigh towards your heels. 3. So we want to find an internal rotation of the thighs. 2. Good. Keeping your feet flat, draw your heels a little closer, lift your hips. Same thing. So the feet fall open, the knees widen, the hips drop. As your hips come up, bring your knees together. So inhale, open, exhale, close. Your hips will go up and down. You're rolling from the outer edge of your foot to the inner edge of your foot. And as you do, you're rolling your inner thigh down. And now you really might have a different type of tremble. 4, good. 3, good. And 2. Heels, walk them a little wider. Anchor your elbows beside your ribs. Lift your heart. Tuck a shoulder, tuck another. Now interlace your fingers if you choose. Heart is high. And a little drop of the tail and a little lift. A little, you're dropping your hips a few inches and then you're lifting up as you stand in your feet. And now let your knees widen a little and then gather together. And widen a little and gather together. As your hips drop, your knees widen an inch. As your hips lift, you gather in an inch. For 3. For 2, use the arms, press your arms down. And now at the peak, the inner thighs falling in and down, stay. Without force, just find a light neutral. Base of the big toe down, inner thighs down, hips up, arms long. And then release all the way down. Heels wide, toes in, hands on your thighs. Press away. And that's a little sticky and a little challenging because we don't use that aspect of the very back edge where our hamstrings meet our glutes, where our inner thighs meet our pelvis. Really important for strong standing poses. So right knee to your chest, interlace your fingers, left leg long, flex your feet. Change. Left knee in, right leg long, press into your feet and change. Exhale, press. Inhale, change. 3. 2. Now this is the modification, hand on shin. The next step is keep this rhythm, but release your hands, lift your head, shoulders, and reach your fingers palm open, nose towards the knees. And then change. And then change. So your hands have a little lift, and then they drop. And a little lift. And each time you press your heels, you're taking your navel towards your tail. 3. You're creating an anchor in the center of your body. Good. And now hands overhead, heels long. Backs of your hands down, stand in your feet. Remember this from our beginning. Shake out your knees. Shake out your feet side to side. Shake out your knees up and down. And then stand in your feet. And feel the navel grow really long.
Turn your thumbs down into the floor and wrap your outer arms towards one another, your shoulders down into their sockets. Good. Bend your elbows and interlace your fingers just behind the back of your head. Wrap your elbows in and press your elbows towards the back of the room and stand your heels. So your heels are reaching away from your elbows and your elbows are peeling away from your heels and you're pressing into the back of your head. 3. Navel to the spine. 2. Elbows in, elbows in, elbows in. And then release. Relax your feet, hands down, palms open. Notice the legs and the navel. So that's a headstand. That posture of being firm from the navel to the feet strong and clear, it's anchoring you. And the elbows reaching away from the feet is the headstand. You're just going to roll right onto your knees, get your blanket. And even if you're not going upside down, same thing. Bring your right elbow to the back crease and your fingers forward. And when you do that, you can't go too wide because you'll collapse. You'll naturally place your elbow under your shoulder. Left hand, do the same thing. And then interlacing your fingers, tuck your bottom pinky under. And it doesn't matter if you're going to headstand or not, this is the posture. So pull your elbows to widen the back of your neck, lift your hips to place the crown of your head, and then draw your hands back against your head as you press your elbows into the blanket. So this can be a really great place to open the back of the neck. You can work right here, or press your elbows to lift your knees. Keep your knees soft, walk your feet in. Push more strength into your elbows than weight into your head. And be strong there. You can work there or lift a heel. You can work with one heel up, which is perfect. Elbows down. If you like, change your heel. Even if you're advanced, being able to hold a half egg or both heels up a full egg is a really important practice. Heels extend to the ceiling if you choose, and wherever you go, you stay for 5 to 8 breaths. Navel to spine, elbows press to the mat, tops of the shoulders are wide, back of the neck is long. Just for 3. Letting your head be lower than your heart for 2. Strengthen the arms, strengthen the navel. If you're upright, bend your knees, knees together. Bring your toes to the floor, and wherever you've gone, knees down. Release your head in your hands. Take the blanket so that this folded edge, not the fringe edge, turn the folded edge away from you. Perfect. The tops of your shoulders go here as you turn right over. Tops of the shoulders align with the top folded edge of the blanket. And this creates space. If you can, interlace your hands under the back of your neck and feel that there's a space between, if you put your head down, you have that space, Laurie? So your neck isn't in contact with the floor. And then hands down. And just be, heart is still higher than head. Modified option, you take your block, you lift your hips, and you simply lift your knees and your heels. Hands on thighs, a beautiful shoulder stand option. Or remove the block, set your hips down, roll your knees towards your chest, press your elbows down and catch your hips. Knees turn in, heels turn out. Back of the neck is long, and the back of the neck is not touching the blanket or the floor. So hands may hold the top edge of your pelvis, or they may walk up the back so slightly. Press your left heel high, let your right knee come down towards your right shoulder. Draw your knee down and your left heel up, and then change. Right heel high, left knee down, and change. Exhale 1, inhale, change. So that you are rinsing and reversing the flow through your body. And then 2 feet high. It may be a full shoulder stand, it may be 3/4, it may be modified on the block. All is good. Wherever you go, heels wide, knees turn in. Soften the activity of your legs so they drain. Let your knees drop down as far as they will. Let your feet drop over as far as they will. Keep your hands at your hips or your back. So if you have a full halasana, that means that your tips of your toes reach the floor. And then just let your knees bend and bend and bend and bend and breathe into the mid-back. So this posture may feel really tight or constrained. Breathe into the mid-back, and where you're breathing is the kidney. And at the top of the kidney is the adrenal gland. The kidneys are the waters of the body, and we are opening the waters, balancing the adrenal function, the stress in the body. See if you can find in your body a sensation of putting something down and done. And hands to thighs, roll yourself down, hips to the floor. Knees bend, feet to the floor, hands on thighs. Press away. And feel the deeper breath that's suddenly available. Let your knees fall in, let your heels be wide. And when we do that, we're allowing the inner thighs to drop away from the heart, and this changes the posture of the pelvis. Roll up enough to get rid of the blanket and then come back onto your back. Arms out wide. Heels up high. Flex your feet if you need to. Knees are bent. Heels are wide. Bring your left foot down to the floor and bring your right foot over and down to the left foot. And then your right foot will rise up, all the way open, bringing the left with it. And the right foot comes down to the right, and the left foot follows. So whatever adjustment you need to make so that you can open the legs and bring one foot down, the other follows. And you're moving from side to side. And we'll go one more each side. Feeling it all the way through the arms and the chest. And you pause at the center with the feet wide. Lift your head and shoulders, reach through the legs, hold the backs and the thighs, bring your head and shoulders to the floor. Now roll your thighs into your hands and press into your heels. Little bend in the knees is inhale, big press through the feet is exhale, 5. Little bend, big press. So you're clarifying out through the legs, out through the feet. 3, 2, and press into your feet and stay. Press into the hands with your thighs. Draw the hands back towards your heart. So there's a little tension right there. Reach into the feet. Back of the neck is long. Back of the low back is heavy. Again, the little tremble may appear. more. Bend your knees deeply, hands to your shins, bring it all the way in, press. Float your knees away, inhale. The way we began, exhale, bring it in. Inhale, float away. Good. Bring your feet to the floor, lift your hips, shift your hips right. You're on your left outer hip. Your right hand will hold your left foot. And just adjust your hips. So my left outer hip and my left outer knee are on the floor, and I'm holding the top. Perfect. And draw your right knee in and hold it with your left hand. Perfect. Perfect. See if you can walk your hips a little towards the left so that the line from your left knee to your left hip to your left shoulder is clean. And then start to roll your knee wide and then roll your right knee across. And you explore. The knee opens wide, the knee rolls across. Exploring. The wider you take your knee to the right, the more you'll get under the left shoulder. The more you take your knee to the left, the more you will rinse through the navel. So pick where it's really needed and stay. And then find center. Reaching into the left knee forward and the right knee towards your chest. And uncurl. Feet flat, heels wide. And let your knees move a little side to side. Just let it come out. Wash it out. Good. Hips over to the left. Catch the top of your right foot. Bring your outer knee to the floor. Lift up, come into your outer right hip. And hand to the left knee. And then side to side. So you're taking this moment to get a little more intimate, a little more personal. To take the last moments of this sequence, where does it need to go in your body? Is the movement clear and even from one side to the other? Or find the spot that needs attention and stay right there. And as you bring it back, stay in the middle. Reach your right knee forward and your left knee draws towards your chest. Feet flat, wash it out. Hips side to side. And just for a few breaths, let your legs go out long. It's not our full Shavasana. We're just letting it drain and settle. Just noticing what you made. Walk your legs in. We'll build a better Shavasana. It's worth it. Roll yourself up. Find your blanket or your bolster and add your extra layer. This is also a great time if you're going to use a bolster. You're going to want a big one and a thin one. So if you have, I'll use a couch cushion. You can see that.
So I have long, narrow couch cushiony things. If you have anything, even a bed pillow, you can have 2 of them. Right now you need your seat, so your blanket builds your seat, or you can sit on the bigger cushion. And we finish the same way that we began, legs crossed, heart high. We're inhaling across for a count of 6. We're holding for 4. We're coming out for a count of 6. We're holding. And it's really in that exhale that the whole practice will start to come together, in that complete quiet. And then when you let go and you breathe in, you just go to the other side. So we'll move side to side 3 times, and then we'll do the same breath pattern without moving from side to side. So we'll go in for 6. So put the thin one in front of it. Yeah. Yeah, how's that? Okay, good. So right hand down, left hand reaches up over. That's in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In and out. Just start to feel that. In and out. And in. A little bit bigger breath. And out. This time we'll add the hold. So in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2. In right. Hold. And out right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay empty. In left. Pause. Exhale. Pause. In right. Pause full. Out right. Pause 6. In left. Pause 4. Out 6. Pause 6. In right. Pause 4. Out 6. Pause 6. In left. Pause. And out. Pause. In for 6, don't move. Pause full. Out for 6. Pause for 6. In 6. Pause full. Out 6. Pause 6. In 6. Pause. Out. Pause. One more in. Pause. And out. Pause, be still. Normal breathing, hands on thighs. So we've allowed our breathing to become larger. We have more capacity, but we also have more calm, more perspective, less drama, and more ability. Now, if you choose, the blanket can go under you or over you. Or if you have two, you can go both. And I will place blanket or bolster just under the backs of my knees, right? So that there's an equal amount between the thigh and the calf if I put my weight down. And ideally you want something firmer than this, but if that's what you've got, right? So tip it towards you so the bottom is a little, there we go. And then the second one that you have goes under the heels, because that way you don't have a pressure under the heel, so that the legs feel supported. And when I lie back, I'm going to open this over me. And then any adjustment that you require. Taking a moment to get yourself set up so that the next 10, 12 minutes can be completely effortless. As you settle, 1 or 2 full breaths. And that you are allowing the body to be at rest. Feeling the weight of your heels. Feeling the weight of your hips. Your shoulders, your head, your hands. And the breath reflects how trusting you can be. On the exhalation, as though the ground beneath you is rising to meet you. the inhalation, you can feel the space within you, more and more freedom. And just for 10 breaths on the inhale, feel a count of 1. On the exhale, feel a count of 2. Continue to 10. And at the end, release any count of the breath, any work of the mind. Like a ship that's released from the dock. begin to deepen your breathing. For some of us, Shavasana is easy. And for some of us, on some days, it isn't. Either way, let it be done. Deepening your breathing, you leave it behind. The exhalation, a little like a sigh. Done. And gently add the movement of your breath back, the chest lifting a little further, the turn of the chin, the hands perhaps reaching overhead, and I will conclude us with 3 rounds of dakshina, a mantra of blessing, of conclusion. And you take your time making your way back, listening, receiving. We'll go 3 repetitions, and at the end we'll meet seated. Dakshina humurtaye tuviyam vatavriksha nivasine dhyani kanirdatangaya namodraya shambhave. Dakshina humurtaye tuviyam vatavriksha nivasine dhyani kanirdatangaya namodraya shambhave. Dakshina umurtaye tubhyam vatavriksha nivasine dhyani kanirdatangaya namodraya shambhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And come to your cross-legged seat. Reaching left and reaching right. Any last turn of the chin that's required, any last open and close of the fist and the jaw. And then the hands meet high, the palms together, thumbs to the forehead center. 1 Om, let your hands drop, inhale high. Namaste. Give yourself time and give yourself water or tea or soup or some sort of hydration. Again, tending the waters. And be available to stillness. When you sit in the car and there's a red light, it's Shavasana. You have a moment you can just drop in. In the middle of your meal as you're eating and you just pause and look out the window. This is how we become time benders. We have more time, and this is such a sweet season as we come into the dark. The dark holds the quiet, and just trust that and let it show up a little more, wherever you can, wherever you like. Even brushing your teeth can be still. So I'll be back next Saturday and keep playing with this sequence and keep adding, keep subtracting, but the bones will be there. And I will see you soon. Thank you for your time.